Hey guys, I'm Prairie Vintage Jewelry. My name is Linda, and I'm super excited today to do a reading with you guys about who the next person is entering your life, a little bit about who they are as a person, what you can expect around the circumstances, and yeah, so it should be interesting to see what we pull through. Kind of find it a little different when I'm reading overhead from just using intuition. So this one will be a little bit more intuition, but we'll definitely use the cards for prompts. But yeah, we can totally get into it. Now, still not learning how to edit, so I'm going to show you 3 cards and you can select your card or your pile based on that. Then we'll get into a reading. If my cat scratches, I've determined that, sorry, for those of you guys who are just joining me, if my cat starts scratching on the door, then I'm going to take that as confirmation from Spirit that whatever we're picking up is most likely 100% accurate. I mean, nothing's ever 100% with energy, things shift, but we'll say we're on the right track. So my cat likes to scratch when I'm in the middle of reading, so I'm not going to fight it anymore. I'm just going to let him scratch away. Okay, so let's pick your cards. Okay, now this is just completely random. I'm going to try not dropping cards on the floor. So don't read too much into the message. I mean, obviously, you know, if you want to read the message to make your decision, go ahead. But okay, so for 1, we have soulmate. Okay, pretty ironic that we're doing a person coming in. So it says, yes, this is your soulmate. Okay, so this is pile 1. Now that don't necessarily mean it's your soulmate coming in, so don't get too excited, but we'll see. All right, what do we have here? Codependency, okay? Addictions. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay, so this is pile 2. I don't know if these are the best cards for your pile options, but it's what I got. Flirt. Extend your lightheartedness energy to others. Okay, so this is pile 3. Okay, and sometimes it helps me to pick. I don't know if this makes more sense in the camera. 1, 2, 3 this way, but this is 1. Okay, this is 2, and this is 3. So pause it, take a looky-loo, and pick your pile. Okay, so we'll start with pile 1. Okay, so if you're listening to the garbage about don't read the card, I'm pretty sure this is your soulmate that I just picked up here. Definitely your soulmate. Okay, so I mean, you don't really, depends. I mean, there's so much about, you know, twin flame, soulmate, person, whatever. People come into your life to teach you. I mean, there's karmic people who come in to teach you certain lessons about life. And there's certain people who you just kind of click with and could very well spend a lifetime with, or whatever, a season. You know, I just feel like this person coming into your life you would consider a soulmate. You know, if you want to label them that, but somebody who you're really in sync with, who is able to compliment you and lift you up as an individual, make you feel a lot better about who you are. They can really reflect your positive aspects that might be dormant. So I really feel like this person coming into your life is somebody who is going to uplift those dormant sides of you that are actually traits that are very special about you. I feel like this person is fairly quiet. So yeah, this person, yeah, I think they don't really like to talk all that much, so they kind of just like watching you. Yeah. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So for some of you guys, I have a feeling that you know this person and potentially you guys aren't really making it official. But with this romantic feelings, explore. These feelings are worth exploring. I guess what the message here is that you guys might be friends and it hasn't really, I don't know, hasn't really come out that there are romantic feelings. and maybe it's kind of a little bit a gray area right now for you guys, but I feel like with that one coming out that there's some contemplation around whether to progress a friendship into a romantic relationship. But definitely Spirit is saying it's worth exploring that side of the connection. So what else do we have, Spirit? Got rain with, oh gosh, what do we call that? Fecundity. I can't even say that word, but you see that word? Okay, well, look at this card. So I am intuitively getting from this rain card that I think both of you guys have been in a period of pain in your life. I think mostly you are probably coming out of a situation that is very difficult in your life when you are able to connect with your soulmate person. Okay. Yeah, I feel like when you meet this person, you're going through kind of a period in your life where you're not your strongest, but you're looking at maybe planting something new, but you're not sure if you're ready or not. Okay, so we got desert here. And with the desert card, this I think is still speaking about you, because it's a solitariness. So I feel like you're kind of contemplating just kind of going it alone. You're kind of just doing your own thing. And I feel like this person, yeah, I definitely feel like you know this person, but this person is just kind of, they're not really approaching you, kind of letting you sort through some of your pain. Purity and ice. Okay, so this kind of speaks to me about still your situation. I feel like there is something, well, definitely like the pure speaks to me, because I feel like with the connection, it is something pure that you're going to experience with this person, but I feel like you're still in a state of rawness based on that rain card that we saw. Oh, that's 2 and 3. Based on that rawness that we saw. So when you decide that maybe you'll plant a seed, then it becomes a little bit more abundantly clear that this person is potentially someone that you'd want to move forward with. But I feel like that person is also not really looking at you in that way, or at least not jumping in 2 feet that you're like this romantic person that they're interested in right off the hop. So I'm feeling like kind of more of a very slow, friendly vibe here to this whole thing. And this could very well be describing past energies that you experience with this person. Okay, so we'll just keep going and see what else Spirit has to say about your soulmate person. Options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. So for me, this one is really speaking about your person isn't really, I don't feel like they've really established themselves in their career. I feel like this person is still, I said I wouldn't drop any cards. I think I'm going to pick any more up. Okay, so yeah, with the options card, I feel like your person is still not someone who's fully established in their career, or at least they're just not settled down in a place in their career. So that gives you a hint as to who this person is. So Spirit, can we get another card here? So we have here, talk to your angels instead of worrying, ask for divine guidance. Okay, so I feel like your person is going through some sort of self realization or self-discovery, because I feel like if your person was in a career, which I feel like your person was at one point in a career or something that they enjoyed doing for their career, but they pulled away, and now they are looking at what brings them the most happiness. So when you guys connect, I guess your person's going through kind of this career crisis, I guess, if you will, or at least like what is it that they want to do. And they're kind of really lost when it comes to that side of themselves. That's kind of what they want to focus on. And I think that's why they're kind of doing that when you're still healing from whatever pains that you're getting out of. So you guys are able to kind of rely on one another to kind of get through your situation. But yeah, I feel like your person is a little bit, has distaste for whatever it was that they were doing. They feel like there's this emptiness about their current career or what they were doing for a living, and they're looking and seeking for a new passion and career. And I find it a little what's the word, ironic that as your person is seeking fulfillment for themselves in their career, they're kind of really focused on that you enter their life. So I feel like, you know, obviously things, the universe works in mysterious ways, and things happen in a way that you least expect. And I feel like this person is so focused on trying to find what's best for them in a career that, you know, when you show up, it's like they weren't expecting to have this come about in their life. So we got Alabaster Alabastipo union. Okay, so this is definitely speaking about like the union between you and your person. Okay, so definitely it is someone who you're going to be able to come together in full union with this person. And yeah, I feel as though once you guys get through initial hardships, that getting into union is actually going to come quite easy for you guys. But I don't really feel like you guys quite put labels on it so much at the beginning. But I feel you guys get into union quite quickly. Santa Muerte offering. Yeah, so there is an offering that obviously comes from your person, but what I feel like with this Santa Muerte offering is that I feel like your person almost needs to completely shed their identity before they decide they want to move forward with an offering to you in this connection. Yeah. What else we got, Spirit? Message of concern. Okay, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of back and forth with your person, or maybe it seems like they're doubting this connection, giving you a lot of doubt. And I feel like this person is doubting this connection because they really want to be able to move ahead with their own self and their own career and their own wants, independent of this connection. So I feel like it's difficult for them to express this to you without you maybe taking offense to it, or at least that's what they think, right? But you're kind of not, I mean, you wouldn't be offended if your person needed to focus on themselves or career, but I feel like your person doesn't really know how to communicate all that well. And when they do, obviously there's the way they're communicating is not giving you a warm and fuzzy feeling. So yeah, there'll be a lot of that because I think they're still trying to sort through. Yeah, occupation. So it's definitely like they don't want an occupation, they want a career, but they're so focused on that. And I don't know why they think that's going to be what kind of builds them or makes them, but I feel like they're really focused on that area. I don't even feel like, I don't know if that's my judgment, but I just feel as though, you know, if they're more focused on their passions, they probably find what it is they enjoy doing. But I feel like they're more just kind of pressuring themselves to find a career. It's kind of what I'm feeling here. Spirit, what else do we have here before we get into the traits of this soulmate person for pile number 1? Okay, we got coffin, which again represents that, well, we saw Santa Muerte with the death. Yeah, I feel like your person really needs to shed who they are, like, you know, they kind of have to really start from the ground up in this connection, because I feel like Yeah, as long as they keep hanging on to that side of them, they feel as though they haven't built an identity, and then they can't fully open themselves in this connection. So they almost have to let go of it, so that, like, let go of that coffin again. Yeah, let go. They have to put that to an end before they are really serious about the connection with you. And maybe some of them know this, so that's why it's taking quite some time for that offer to come in. Yeah. So Spirit, we're going to ask for some traits so that pile number 1 knows what this person is all about. Now, if you don't know who this person is, then probably, well, not probably, yeah, just jump to pile 2 and 3, because this pile is definitely, you know this person, okay? But we'll get their traits here if you're kind of questioning who this person is. Spirit, who is this soulmate for pile number 1? What do we have here for this person? Okay, so we got the Valley of Discs, and that is the Page of Discs. So yeah, this is somebody who's really in their infancy stage of career or building something. It's like a prospect. So I feel like they're prospecting their future when it comes to their own material wealth and their own stability and their own independence of self. The Lovers, they have a choice that they need to make here at some point, which is, you know, if they do choose to go down this career path, they feel like they have to not focus on the romantic side, which is your connection with them. So that's kind of how they're feeling, like they have to make a choice. Can we get, well, that can also be a Gemini, so that might give you an idea of who this person is. A Gemini, sun, moon, or rising. Spirit, we'd like some more descriptors for this soulmate person. Judgment. Well, this isn't really, again, any descriptor. This is just more talking about, when you see the Judgment card, it is like the last card before the world, before a cycle completely ends. It's like you're at the point where, you know, the karma will be laid. Everything that you've kind of put into motion will result in a final decision of, okay, it's time to decide, you know, like let whatever falls into play. And I feel like your person is going to face that judgment call where they're going to have to accept the fact that they're at where they're at, and they're not going to resolve all of their wants or need for this perfect career or stability before they open themselves up to this connection. Okay, that's like the Judgment card's like having an awakening, facing and accepting what they're being kind of guided towards and pushed towards. Okay, but we still don't have any descriptors here, and it could very well be that Spirit does not want to give you any, because you most likely know this person, and maybe you're still a little early in this, so they want you to use your intuition with this person rather than tell you outright, so that you're not kind of guided to be a little weird with this person. All right, now I don't think you're weird, but you know, I could change your perception here. Yeah, we got the Death card again, so we just keep seeing this, and potentially I think this is mostly your person, but I feel like you're shedding stuff. Like, you're definitely shedding your you're definitely shedding your own pain situations, but I feel like you're further ahead in that whole thing, and you're more visible about it. Like when we got at the beginning with the rain, like they know that you were healing. They're kind of quiet around you. They're suffering in silence. Yeah, they're suffering in silence. That's totally what they're doing. And with the Death card coming up, you know, repeatedly with the coffin and the Sante Morte, like there needs to be a clearing here in their mindsets, and I feel like they're still hanging on to this thing. So we're going to pull one more here for, okay, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is also the work card. I mean, it's putting in effort and time and dedication into a project to kind of, you know, build your pentacles or your financial stability in order to reap it. And I feel like that's really what's going on with your person. Your soulmate right now. Spirit did not want to give me any descriptors, and I could just at least pull some of these to give you some descriptors. But yeah, that's definitely their focus. Like, they're very career focused, and I feel like it's them identifying themselves with their career. Like, they're really, they need kind of like a ego shakeup. Like, they're not what their career is, and I feel like this person feels as though they are their career, or they will be what their career is. So if they don't have something stable or something they enjoy, then they feel like a sense of them is, yeah, a sense of them is like lost or not built, and that's really their focus right now. So let's get some descriptors here, Spirit, please. If we could get some descriptors. Okay, snake. I got snake here, which is talking about healing, talking about wisdom. It's talking about someone who needs to shed their skin in order to be anew. And I feel like your person definitely needs to shed some mentality they have around career, around what they think being a stable person in this. I guess maybe they feel as though they're not stable yet or able to stand on their own 2 feet. So how can they be in a connection with you? But I feel like that doesn't make them who they are. And I don't feel as though you're asking them to provide you with something they're not able to outside of just a loving emotion. But I feel like your person definitely needs to shed their skin. I have a hair, it's driving me nuts. Shed their skin in order to get a renewal here happening, so that they could see things from a different perspective. Still didn't give me their descriptor, did it? Okay, this is the last card I'm going to pull here for their descriptor, because clearly Spirit does not want to give us anything about this person. I did hear short, so your person may be short, or that this period might be short-lived. So yeah, sorry if you're expecting someone tall. I don't know what short means, but I did hear short. Buffalo. Okay, well, this is kind of giving me a little bit of a descriptor. This person is stubborn as F. And this is somebody who is really powerful. Like, this person will stop at nothing to go through adversity, to pull through to get what it is that they want, and for someone that they love. I just feel like this person is very determined. Buffalo is also very quiet. Buffalo is very stable when it comes to you being able to count on them for loyalty, dependability. They're very strong, and they are very slow going as well. But I feel like with the Buffalo, they're so focused that it might be difficult to gain their attention, and they might miss the point of, like, they're focused on a point, but they might miss smelling the flowers along the way. So maybe they need to be reminded. And I think that's probably why you are in their life, to help them smell the flowers or stop along the way of their focus. Yeah, and I think eventually they'll come out of their own, like with the snake's shedding its skin, it's like a natural thing that happens. I think you can't force this person, definitely not the Buffalo. It's saying do not force them. You know, all you can really do is just be there, and then this Buffalo, you know, that person will eventually just shed their skin, which is dropping anything that doesn't really serve them in this connection, or even them, you know, like, yes, finding your career is important, but I don't think you don't need to identify with that solely in order to be able to share with another in a connection. And I feel like that's really what's holding this person up, is building their sense of stability. Maybe they don't want to seem like they're nothing. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting for your person. But thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Leave a like, leave a comment, and we will move into pile number 2. Oh gee, which one's 2? This one's 2. Okay, so you pick codependency for your pile, And like I said, you know, we weren't really looking at words here when you were picking your pile, but if you picked codependency, addictions are affecting your romantic life. We'll take a look at what the cards have to say, but I mean, codependency, I know I said don't look at the words, but I feel as though codependency in this case could definitely be just two people who are ready to know what it is that they want from another individual, and not necessarily that they are codependent on that specific person, but they're almost codependent in knowing what provides them happiness. So I'm picking up a very mature person who knows what it is that they want, and they know that they want another individual in their life in order to do. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys have like a list, like I need somebody who's going to, I don't know, cut my grass, you know. I need somebody who's going to, I don't know, whatever it is, like do repairs around the house. Like I know it sounds like you're not going to want to be with someone that you're using, but I feel as though you're at the place of maturity where you can actually say, I want to be with somebody who's going to provide me this list of stuff, okay? And be willing to also give them whatever it is that they want. So I do feel there is this codependency on what it is that you're needing and wanting out of this person that's going to come into your life here. So we're going to ask Spirit for a little bit more. Let me pick this one here. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, so I do feel like for some of you guys, you still haven't met this person yet. And I feel as though maybe your list is a little bit long, right? Like, I mean, yeah, it's good to have expectations of what it is you're really looking for, but I feel like maybe, you know, some people might be able to fulfill you half your list, and then learn the other half, maybe. I mean, obviously you're not going to go into a connection trying to change someone, and I think that's not your intention anyway. But I feel like people don't know what they don't know. So it's like, if, let's say, for example, you're on a dating site. Again, this dating site's coming up again. Am I reading? I don't know how many of you guys are on dating sites. I know nothing about it, so don't listen to me when it comes to dating advice. But let's say you're on a dating advice and maybe there's a section of what it is that you want, or at least you're rapid dating and you're like, and people ask you, okay, what do you want? And then you list all this stuff, and it's like, somebody else will see that and be like, oh, I don't like to camp, you know, like me, for example. I mean, I'm not a camper, but I mean, I like outdoors. I don't know how I feel about camping. But if I like had my soulmate and they enjoyed camping, like you best believe I'd be the first one gathering stuff to go camping, right? But I'm not going to click on this person's profile that's like, oh, I love camping and that's all I do 24/7, because then I'm going to be like, whoa, totally just turned off, even if everything else is kind of in sync. So I just feel like if you are, hopefully that made sense to you. If you are, and that didn't have to be on a dating site, but if you are putting a list out there, or if you are putting expectations out there, it's so clear cut that the other person might just be like a little bit standoffish, because they might not be able to tick all those boxes. And then it's saying be open to your not your usual type, because I feel like your soulmate person here is definitely not somebody who's going to be ticking all those boxes. So sort of disappoint you. You might want to take that list and put it somewhere else. Yeah, this person's not really your type. Like, they're definitely going to give you fulfillment. I just don't see them doing all these things that you're wanting in this person, or at least looking for in this person. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youth spirits of youthful spirits. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirits to fun to shine. You can read that one, because that one's not coming out of my mouth. But really, the energy I'm getting out of here with the playfulness, I don't feel as though you're a very playful person, maybe. Yeah, I feel like you're, again, with the list, like, are you a Virgo? Do you have my list? Yeah, like, I feel like you have this list, or this ideal, and this way, and this, you know, and this, that's what I'm getting from this codependency. It's like you have this list of stuff, and it's like Spirit's just saying, like, be playful, you know, like, allow yourself to maybe be open to not your usual type, because this person is not your usual type. In fact, they're really eclectic, and they're not. Yeah, I see this person as not somebody who, I see a lot of people interested in this person because they are very interesting, but I don't see them interested in a whole lot of people, but they do have interest in you. Imprisonment or slavery. Okay, so this one though is speaking to me about your list. Okay, you're like, I don't have a list. Your mental list, your expectations. Okay, so you have this, you're going in looking for this soulmate person with this list of expectations in your mind or whatever, where it's really this source of imprisonment and slavery, where you're really kind of setting things up. You're setting the stage up with this person, and not this specific person, but person coming into your life, where it may hinder more than help. So Spirit's just really saying, like, just be really open to this person. Obviously, if you're not attracted to this person immediately, you may in time be open to this person, but just kind of be a little bit more playful in your energy. Orphan. Okay, so I feel as though your person is definitely pretty solitary, and I feel as though they're quite, now when I say dark, they're quite dark, but not like, in a creepy hiding in the shadows type way, but I just feel like this person's kind of their own independent, eclectic person. They do their own thing. With the orphan card, I don't feel like they are so like, they've managed to kind of get through alone. So I wouldn't be surprised if this person's been single for a very long time. Also, yeah, I'm getting a mature energy from this person too. Scribe or writer, this person really is very creative. They probably write poetry, write movies, write plays, write songs. They're creative. They're definitely writing. They're putting together literature. They might have written a book. I feel like this person's really experienced something in their life where they, yeah, like with the orphan card too, like if they lost both their parents, they could be in a situation where they've experienced something traumatic as a child, and they've written a book about it. It's just changed who they are, which is why they're kind of pulled away and a little bit different. So this person is definitely very unique, and I think a lot of people would be too intimidated by this person because they are very, not that they're intimidating, but they're just, they come from such a mature angle. They're very wise, and I feel like, that's why they don't have a whole lot of people just coming at them, because they're kind of intimidated. So they've been single. But I feel like for you, you are the type of person who, knows what it is that you want. Like I said, you have your list ready to go, your expectations, your desires, and it's like, you don't care if this person is in the shadows or in the light. It's like, this person just needs to be able to fulfill you in some sort of way. And you're not really looking at all of those things that are going to stop you. So that's why I feel like it's a good match with this person. So we got Asia. So this person could very well be from Asia, or you could be from Asia. Yeah, it could be an Asian. So I don't know if that's your usual type, but it is coming up here. So let's see what else we have here, Spirit. For those of you guys who are traveling a trip to Asia, I'd like to hear from below. Might meet someone out there. Yeah. Wealthy man. So I was picking up that this person is fairly wealthy. I was also picking that it was a masculine. And probably wealthy from either, yeah, I feel like something's happened when they were younger that's put them in a position to maybe be able to gain wealth. But I also feel like either they wrote a book or they write stories, playwrights. They're just well off. I think this person is fairly well off. Official person. Now, if you are a male looking at this, looking for your person, could very well be just like a masculine energy that I'm picking up from this person. But I'm pretty confident it's a male. Okay, official person. So with the official person card here, I feel like your person, this is a mature man as well. I feel like this person probably owns, I feel like they also own businesses that they're not really regularly involved with, but they invest in these areas where they're owners. They're doing their own passion and their own thing, but I feel their wealth is definitely in these other areas that they're business people, or I guess they're a business person. So we're going to take a look at what the tarot has to say here about the soulmate for pile number 2. This person sounds very interesting. If you're thinking like this person isn't exciting you at all, I really feel as though, you're going to be really drawn to this person's power, this person's ability to just be very, I think they don't have to say much to gain the power or the respect of a lot of people. They just kind of command that power. So I feel like you are really drawn to that. Kind of have this emperor vibe to them too. They're not immature. They don't want to play games. They're not too concerned with your list, but they're just able to fulfill you in a way that's going to bring you happiness to some of the areas that you're wanting in an individual, because it just reflects what they want as well, which is awesome. And here we have the Queen of Goblets, which is the Queen of Cups. And I really feel as though this is somebody who is highly compassionate. This could very well be your energy too. I'm picking up that both of you guys are most likely water signs. It doesn't have to be, but just you guys are both really compassionate. But in order to get there, I think there's both of you guys have a shell that needs to be cracked. You guys both have your stubborn, independent ways of being. And I think that once you guys get past that, or at least you guys understand each other, because you guys both have your guards set up in the same way, but once you guys get past that, then you're able to really show each other compassion. And this is like being able to open your heart up to a point where you're almost giving your heart away because you have so much trust in this person. You're not really scared that you're investing in an area that's going to be hurtful, which I think is really beautiful, because your person does the exact same thing back. And I think at that point, then you just know that that person is your one person. 8 of Pentacles. This really speaks to someone who's very task-orientated, very focused on working on a project or career. I feel like your person has put in a lot of effort and a lot of hard work into their business, into their book or their writing, into their job. They're just very successful, but they're very talented. They definitely have a talent, and I think the talent is writing. Could be in entertainment somehow, but they're very talented, and they are kind of one of a kind in their niche. So it's very they are very valuable, and they add a lot of value in the industry that they're in, because there's not a lot of people who bring what it is that they bring, and they almost come in with it just comes easy to them based on their experience, or their life experience. So that's also another attractive trait that you find really attractive, is that they just kind of do their thing, and they're just successful with it. So anyway, that's what I see here for pile number 2. It sounds absolutely amazing. I think anyway. Hopefully that sounded like someone you'd be interested in. And if not, keep an open mind, right? Remember, codependencies, imprisonment, the list's probably a little much. So maybe loosen your expectations just a tad. Don't lower your expectations by any means, but maybe see things from a little bit of a different perspective, because I think you'd be highly surprised that some people you least expect probably will amaze you the most. Okay, so thank you so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, and we'll see you again. Hello, pile number 3. If you pick this flirt card with extend your heart, your lightheartedness energy to others, absolutely beautiful. Now this feels like really light energy, and we're talking about soulmates. So, you know, I did say don't read the card, just kind of pick on your own gut feeling, but there is a little bit of weight that goes into this. I do feel as though maybe for a lot of you guys, you've been in relationships that are very light, that don't really go anywhere, or at least they're kind of more surface. They kind of maybe remain more in this flirtatious type energy, you know, or at least they are physical, but they kind of fizzle out. So I do feel like there's something missing here, definitely in your connections. And I'm also getting another message that your soulmate person that comes in here is going to be a very light energy, but not like surface energy, but someone who is very light, who makes you giddy, who's always laughing. In fact, this is pretty funny. Yeah, this person's always laughing. So it like just automatically uploads your, what's it called? It raises your vibration. And this person's just like that. Like they're always in a good mood. They're always laughing. They have jokes, but not like corny jokes. Well, sometimes they're corny jokes, but they're just happy, and they just have such a good sense of humor. Everyone wants to be around them because it has such this bright light. And yeah, I just feel like for you, you've been in really like surface type relationships. And when I say surface, like, you know, dating around or whatever, I was gonna say sleeping around, but only you know that. I make no judgment what's on the bottom here very soon. I think some of you guys have met this person already, but for some of you guys it'll be very soon. I'm hearing from spirit. Yeah, I think this is split. Half of you guys most likely met this person, and the other half you're most likely going to meet them. But going back to what I was saying about your previous relationships, I think you've been in relationships that weren't completely fulfilling for you. That's very surface. Again, I want to say they weren't as deep as this connection is going to get with you and this person. So we're going to pull one more here from here before we move. Oh, I wasn't going to drop any. Okay, well, guess what we got? Soulmate. So yeah, this is definitely your soulmate. This is definitely somebody who brings you a lot of happiness, and I feel like they're very happy when they're around you too. I feel like this person is just happy in general, so it's hard to know if you make them happy, or if they're just, you know, they're just happy around everybody, because they are really happy around a lot of people. So, but Spirit's saying that you do make them absolutely happy, so it's really cute. You guys are like two schoolgirls, schoolboys. I don't know, this could be like a mixed sex, same sex type connection maybe for some of you guys, but could be not. I don't know. Just saying. But you guys are like really giddy. It is really cute, actually. It's making me feel sick. I'm just teasing. Okay, so what else do we have here, Spirit? I want to know more about this light person who's just funny as frick. Ooh, Panther. Okay, so this person is, yeah, even though they are very light and they are very funny, they also have a very ferocious side to them. And when I say ferocious, it's like, yeah, they could be pretty, like, they know what it is that they want. They're a go-getter for sure. But I also feel as though if you try to screw them over, they can have a pretty sharp bite. But a lot of people don't see that side of them at all, but they do have that side to them where they can get pretty vicious. Okay, what else? What else is this person like? Okay, we got the bee. This person is somebody who is able to put away for a rainy day. I feel like this person isn't one who goes and is completely impulsive. I feel this person is really steady. I feel this person is somebody who takes pride in what they build. I feel like this is somebody who is financially abundant. They have a lot of stability. They really put a lot of they've sacrificed a lot in order to build their wealth, but also just what it is that they have in their life. I wouldn't be surprised if this is an earth sign. So we have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, because they are giving me that earth sign. Now again, could still be air with the B. Maybe a Gemini, Aquarius. Okay, so we got raccoon. This is another earth. So yeah, I'm picking up heavy earth energy here. But with the raccoon, I feel like your person is really able to turn a lot of trash into magic, okay? I feel like your person's been dealt a really bad hand in life, and that's part of their magic. Like, you just see them kind of shine because they can take what other people might disregard as, or might regard as garbage and trash, and discard it, and they will take it and they will turn it around, and people will be amazed at how this person can make something out of nothing. And they do it effortlessly, and they also they're really cute doing it too, so that's pretty cute. Yeah, I think you're really attracted to this person when they come in, and I want to know how they feel about you. But hold on, let me just pull one more card here for their character. I'm just expecting to get all of those characteristics out of this, because this is completely different than pile number 1. Spirit, more characteristics here for the soulmate for pile number 3. Of course, this person is magical. Absolutely magical. This person's also intuitive. This person can also feel your energy. This person knows how you're feeling, because they have a very special energetic connection to you. They're empathic. They don't have to say much to you as well, and you kind of know what it is that they're feeling, and then vice versa. They're going to be able to know what you're feeling and how you're thinking, so it may cause some sort of awkwardness, I guess, if you're a private person, because it just, I mean, they just know. So it, yeah, they just know, and they're very compassionate. This person is really compassionate, okay? So let's take a look here at how does this person, soulmate person for pile number 3, feel about pile number 3, the world. They think you're their world. You're a whole, they can't even talk. They probably can't talk around you either. They think of you as their whole world, okay? Like, you're everything to this person. Okay, so how will pile number 3 know that this is their soulmate, though? Obviously, they're thinking they're not going to go in there and thinking you're the whole world right off the hop. They may. Maybe they do, but here, Spirit, give me another card here, because this is going to the end. This is going way too fast. So maybe this connection goes really fast, actually, guys. I feel like I'm already at the end of this cycle. And it's only been, like, what, 10 minutes? So I feel like you guys are going to get together pretty damn quickly. So if you guys already know who this person is, then you probably already are on the path. Let's see, what else do we have? 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, this person really wants to invest in this connection, and with that honeybee, they really want to invest in you. They want to put in effort. They want to put effort in this connection with you. So they might be showing you signs of wanting to spend time together, wanting to talk to you, wanting to go places with you, wanting to understand you. I see them really working on you, or working towards all that. The Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups coming out. This could very well be your energy, but I did ask about how they feel about you. So that is feminine energy. Yeah, it could be both. I'm feeling that this person is very well balanced. They're masculine and they're feminine. So could very well be a born feminine, but with masculine traits. But I do feel like this person is very generous. I feel this person is very highly compassionate. I feel like this person is a giver, but they also have a very open heart. This person is somebody you can really trust because they give very good counsel, and they are sometimes in their feels a little bit, a lot of it. So it might be emotionally a lot when you're hanging out with this person, and they certainly have a lot of emotions invested in you, how they feel about you with that Queen of Cups. Okay, so let's pull another one here for pile number 3. Got a lot of cards, but they didn't fall on the floor. Spirit, what else do we want to give pile number 3 as far as what their soulmate person feels like or looks like or brings forward? Ooh, the 3 of Swords. So something about heartbreak here, something about separation. So potentially you're going through a separation or your person's going through a separation. Now, separation doesn't necessarily have to mean another connection. It could just mean parting of ways with something that emotionally they were invested in. So I feel as though for circumstance and situation, there is a heartbreak. There is a sadness. There is definitely a heartbreak when you first connect with your person. And I do feel like maybe there is some sort of heartbreak that this person needs to overcome in order to move forward in this connection. And potentially you have some heartbreak that you need to release yourself from, or some sort of, there's some anxiety I also feel here with the separation of sorts. So separate from something, some situation, or separate from someone. There's definitely some separation that needs to happen. What else do we have here with these cards? We have food, meditation, I can. This is totally your person. I feel like your person is so positive. Again, with the food, meditation, I feel like your person is also fairly healthy. They really watch what it is that they eat. They're into health. They're not, I wouldn't say they're a health freak, but they are someone who really is careful with what they ingest and digest. But also the I feel like their person is really open. Like they have a very open type personality. They're very accepting. They don't like causing harm to themselves or to others. Okay, so one more card here. We got creation, solo magic. Your person, they're definitely very magical, I feel. And with this solo magic, I feel like your person is definitely a lone wolf when it comes to how they operate, how they do stuff, and could very well be, when I'm picking up for a lot of you guys, the same way. So I think there's a lot of independency. Just made up my own word. You guys are both independent, so you're able to coexist independent of each other, which is healthy. So I think this is why it works very well, because you are independently solo and this person is fairly independently solo and content, but you guys are really happy together. So I feel as though it's a very healthy type connection. And with that flirt, I just feel like there's always magic between you and this person, no matter 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. I feel like there's always this magical spark between you guys with that flirt card, but it is a very deep connection as well. Like with that horse, we saw this person really understands you, and I feel as though you really understand this person, but I just feel like this person is just unlike anyone that you've met, because they are very highly in tune with you and your feelings, to the point where I don't even think they are like that with a lot of other individuals. So it kind of surprises them. And in fact, I feel like for a lot of them, they probably learn about themselves and about their ability to have a intuition so strong based on their meeting you, based on their understanding of you. So it's kind of interesting because they are learning about themselves. So that is really fabulous, and I think it's pretty cool. So I don't know if this is what you wanted to hear, but I thought it was fairly interesting. I really appreciate you giving me a chance to talk a little bit about your future soulmate. So if it resonated, leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And we'll see you again. Bye, guys.